Mama's favorite podcast and the #1 unknown podcast in the world. I can't wait till we don't have to say unknown in there.
Yeah, sooner than later, baby. The clips are going to take us to the apocalypse that we want to go to.
The apocalypse?
Uh-huh.
That's like the world ending.
It's because we're going to fucking take over, baby. Oh, hey, y'all see that fucking arm your boy's been putting it?
I haven't lifted all week. I'm not even going to try to flex, dude.
Dude, I am feeling and looking good. Y'all don't want me to take this shirt off because you'd be
honestly,
like...
same, dude.
Yeah, like...
I got abs again. I ain't seen these babies in a while.
I literally was in the pantry before I went to, where was I just at? Florida. And I come out and I look at Lo and I was like, check this out. They're back.
Episode 10, guys. Next week, you're going to turn this on with me shirtless.
Oh, they don't want that smoke. And too, bro, I'm finally getting like a fucking crevice here. The chest is growing.
Bro, I'm going to be honest and vulnerable about this. I've been thinking about this all week, but I haven't said anything because I'm afraid. I don't know, like, if I'm sore, dude. This tit has been hurting, and I'm like, do I have male breast cancer?
Oh, Jesus, dude.
I swear to
That's
God,
a lot to just hold in.
It's been in my head all week, but I'm like, if I tell Mandy this, she's going to automatically tell me I need to go get tested. I don't want to go get tested right now.
Do you think that you may have strained it, and that's what the pressure is in the tit?
I don't know, bro. It's just sore in one specific place. I don't feel any hard nodules.
That's good.
Like WebMD told me how to feel.
I think I told you the other day when you said to like use your death as success to get the podcast big or something. I was like, and I'm going to reframe it here too, because you can't go, brother. You can't. We got too much unfinished business to do. And if you put it all on me, I'm going to be fucking pissed because it will be my life's mission to get this thing to be the biggest thing in the world. I might have to join the Illuminati just to prove this success.
I don't think like you can just join. I think you gotta be invited.
Yeah. Which means I gotta fucking do the path to get there.
I was like, all of a sudden I die and they just invite you to join.
No. I go to the depths of the earth to find the answers to get this successful.
All right.
But shout out to us, man. The clips must be working because we got invited to join the Facebook monetization program, which you have to get invited to that one.
Like the Illuminati.
Like the Illuminati. They're step 1. We are at 8.1. But we got that. YouTube is going to be next, and then we can monetize that, and then we'll just keep going. But yeah, it's attention to detail, man.
I forgot to tell you, bro. I made money off Instagram.
Let's go.
I got
1 penny.
Literally. I saved it and I showed it to me and I said, look at this. I said, one day I'm going to frame this in our house. It said 1 penny, bro.
We're fucking rich.
I can't even withdraw it. It's so little.
You would literally get like 1/4 of a cent.
Oh, shit. I saw that. I was like, holy shit, dude. I just made money off content.
Hey, it's the start of something new.
Don't get me hyped this seeing High School Musical this early in the morning, dude.
It feels so right to be here with you.
Oh.
Hell yeah. So we got money being made on IG.
This is a good energy for us to say our podcast, bro.
The girls are going to be like, what am I hearing right now?
Are they seeing High School Musical?
We got into the Facebook monetization program. We're seeing traction on the clips. The podcast views, not too bad, consistently what they are, but you know, we could have a couple that could be better. But
we're getting subscribers though. So, you know, I was just going to be rude and not drop his name, but Chase, the dude who's running the 100-miler with me.
Yeah.
Literally no reason for me not to drop his name. He just posted a video about he got more serious on YouTube, and it took him like 100 and some videos or 200 some videos to reach 1,000 subscribers. 2 videos after that, he's at 2,200.
Damn. Yeah, no, there's a lot. So still being in Caleb's community, obviously, there's a lot that they talk about in there, and it's wild to see different like paths that people take in order to see success on their YouTube. And there's people in there, bro, that joined who had maybe, I think they said like 1,200 followers or something like that. They've implemented his strategy. And like, granted, it's so different. Like even us to Impulsive is so different because like Impulsive's like kind of like a comedian podcast. Like they go for those clips. They know how to formulate their verbiage and things like that to go viral.
They have celebrities.
Celebrities help a lot, but those celebrities have learned the roadmap of like how to play situations. And this one guy that had 1,200 followers, he's in a specific niche of his own, and it's kind of like finance, but funny, but using like rich people to like spin their narratives and stuff like that. And so his B-roll and stuff that he makes can be very intriguing or like eye-catching because they're talking about some crazy finance thing, but then they pin it to a certain person and then they come back to this point. So whatever it is, but then he has a goof off channel that he started when he joined the community. The one that I was just talking about has grown. I think he's over like 10,000 subscribers now, and it's been 2 months or something for him being in. But then he went after like a passion project channel, which is just doing like clipping of live streams and that kind of stuff.
That's crazy that his passion project is clipping live streams.
Dude, he gets like 4 million, 20 million views. He'll be like, yeah, just gained 10,000 new subscribers last night. I'm like, what the fuck?
Clips.
Dude, there's so much money to be made in that.
Because nobody wants to watch a full-length live stream.
Mm-hmm.
That's so much work, though, if he's manually clipping live streams as a passion project to sift through a live stream and find the viral moments.
But dude, he's making fucking money off of it now. And now he's collaborating with bigger channels. Now he's getting people to buy into like his program that he does for whatever. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. I think
we're becoming a social media podcast.
We might be.
We talk about it a lot.
We do. Hey, you gotta fucking.
I made a penny, dude. Come at me.
Fucking rich. But yeah, so it's interesting. But what I was saying is like ours is so hard to find like B-roll and stuff for it because it's around like the mental and physical health space. And so like even when I was making the clip about like my dad passing away, very good clip in terms of like content. But like, what do? Don't fucking make any jokes.
Dude, it was taking a lot.
Make the joke.
I was like, what do I say? What can I don't know. I was trying to toe the line of like a joke, but not too far. And I couldn't find it.
So yeah, so it makes it hard because like we talk about some things and it's like there's not like a visual, like when you're talking about a habit, how do you visualize that? When you're not pinning it to getting 10,000 steps or something like that, when you're just talking about building the foundation. So I'm learning. I still got a lot to go. We're only 3.5 weeks into me being a part of this. But again, it's showing. We're getting subscribers. And this is what we have to do is perfect our craft. We have to give more time and energy to it. And I feel like we're doing that. And I think from an extension from that, like when it comes to editing podcasts and stuff, there's so many things that the Diary of the CEO does. There's so many things that all of these newer channels that aren't a Joe Rogan are doing for like visual graphics in their podcast editing for the full length to kind of keep people drawn in and attention. But like that editing is just on a completely different fucking level. Like, have you watched theirs?
Diary of CEO?
Yeah.
No, I don't watch majority of the podcasts I listen to.
Dude, it's their visuals and their graphics and how they like go about bringing things in. It's insane.
It is crazy because I wish you could see how long a simple edit of a podcast. Well, you probably actually get it now. You clip through.
Yeah.
Takes a long time.
Yeah. Now imagine having this come flying in and then this pop up and then this down here. Like it's just there's always something happening.
Those are actually, is it like the same type of things?
No.
Like every week? I mean, like the thing that comes on the screen, is it the same?
No.
It's different?
Different. Like
they probably still have like a suite of effects that they use. So it's all cohesive.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they tailor it all specific to whatever their guests are talking about and customize it, and the graphics and everything are different. But I guess the main message of that is like, if you want something to happen, if you want something to fucking blossom into something great, like you have to put the time and rep into it. If you're just posting and forgetting like we used to do, we saw that it didn't gain or garnish any attention whatsoever. And so I believe that the more that we keep diving into things, it's just going to continue to progress. Like we're seeing it right now. And the reason that I am bringing it up and talking about it is because there's somebody else that needs to hear it. That's just like even your clips that you do. Like one day you might have stuff that pops in, or you might have like a more bold text font that goes across it to like grab people's attention. It's all those different things. I'm thinking about it right now. The reason I bring up your clips is because I'm thinking about it right now for my daily drive-bys. Just hit episode 100 on those. And so like, how can I make the next 100 different?
Mm-hmm.
Is that putting text overlay? Is there music in the background? Am I doing pop-ups? Are the thumbnails different? So that way they grab more attention, which that's happening. I'm just going to make them and see what happens from it. Because right now, like when you look at thumbnails, they say that you should be able to scroll out like 100 times and still be able to make out what's on that little screen instead of zooming all the way in to like see everything. And right now, my daily drive-bys, all you see is daily drive-by, but you don't see the title, and it doesn't have anything to grab your attention. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing to kind of just change and put a little bit more time and effort into those to be able to hopefully see better results out of them, because they swing from like 4 views to 44 views. Like there's just a wide range of what it is. And I think if I get that thumbnail to pop up and people see it, I did one about weight loss the other day, and I'm like, dude, I have the best visual for a thumbnail. But I was like, fuck it, let's just stick to the same pattern. And I know if I would have done that other one, it would have got way more traction than it did.
I am planning to make some changes to my clips. I mean, when this drops, it's almost the end of the month. So like I'm just right now like focused on stay consistent, hit every day this month. But I'm already like, I don't want to do this every day.
Yep.
And I don't think that I'm gonna do every day, but it's definitely gonna be something that's in my content where if I'm feeling something, I can just talk and not feel weird about it. But I want to do like what you're saying, have different things on screen, or even just like a better thumbnail. Sometimes I'll have a thumbnail, or not even a thumbnail. I don't know what the hell it'd be called on
cover.
Yeah. And so like I'll just use a random photo. I'm like, well, let's have something that looks decent on the feed.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Just put a naked girl on there, people will probably click.
Don't think that's my brand.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. Don't do that. Another status update. I got to let you know about this too. So our manufacturer for the journals, they have a holiday that falls pretty much the entire fucking month of February.
Black History Month?
I don't think it's that. I think it's Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year is a whole month?
I don't know. Whatever this holiday is that our manufacturer,
I do think it is Chinese New Year,
is celebrating. Yeah, so they are paid for, they are ordered, they are in production, but that holiday definitely is slowing down. So we're looking at probably mid-March at this point now, which is depressing.
February 17th, the Lunar New Year. Huh. That's weird.
Learn something new, but this is why you go through it. So I just want to give you guys an update because we talked about it on episode 1. We are now on episode 9, but there is traction. It is in place. We just didn't know the lay of the land right now, and we know for next time what it looks like.
We've been saying since episode 1, go buy these shirts.
I know. That's why I had to get a status update, because I don't want people to think that we just like didn't do it.
Yeah, shit happens.
It does. And they'll come out and they'll be great, and people will buy them. So fucking buy them. Speaking of social media, I sent you a little quote the other day, and it hit. You got that handy?
Sure do.
Read that shit.
The quote that I was sent was, "Your feed is not controlling you. Your feed is exposing you."
Boom! Your feed is not controlling you. Your feed is exposing you. But I think, and the reason why I sent this to you, dude, is because when I used to just mindlessly scroll on social media, dude, my feed was showing me nothing but shit stuff that I did not need to consume on a daily basis, that I truly believe was affecting my mental health, that was making me unmotivated, that was making me have weird thoughts. Like, it was just, there was nothing fulfilling about the content that I was watching. And in that sense, I feel like it was controlling me, because then I would start listening and watching other things. I would start getting into more drama. I would start like following more drama. I would start following all these things that did not live up to the expectations or the things that I want in or out of life. And when I had this change of heart from the music I listen to the content that I soak in, to the things that I look into more, the things I read, whatever it is, dude, it has elevated my life in so many different ways because I am constantly thinking now, and I would not be scared to hand somebody my phone to look at my feed. At one point,
same.
It was
questionable.
Yeah, it was questionable. But now, like, everything that majority of the stuff that I'm consuming is either going towards one of those 4 pillars that we have: faith, family, fitness, future, or it's like content like this, where it's like a group of people that are just talking about positive things in the world and not the negative things that are going down to fill your brain with this monotonous shit that we don't need to consume on a daily basis.
Yeah, my feed is drastically changed over the last couple of years. It used to be I wouldn't give my phone to anybody, bro. I would almost be embarrassed to open my phone in public. And I don't even know like how to explain what it was. Just not appropriate for most people to see.
Yeah. Some of the things you're like, how is this on the internet?
Some of the things I'm like, how did you post this? Yeah. Like, how are you comfortable putting this out there with your name attached to it?
Yep. That and like fucking fighting videos I used to watch. There used to be like cop videos on my feed that were very graphic. There used to be just a plethora of different stuff that just does nothing at all for you.
If you know me, then you know I love a good beer, but I also like waking up early to train. That's where Athletic Brewing Company comes into play. Athletic makes award-winning non-alcoholic craft beer that tastes like the real thing because it is the real thing, just without the alcohol. These are for people who train hard, who chase goals, who live active, but still appreciate cracking open something cold at the end of the day. And here's what we love most. Choosing Athletic isn't about removing something, it's about keeping everything that matters. Flavor, ritual, social moments, and still being able to perform tomorrow. So if you want a beer that fits your lifestyle instead of fighting against it, hit up Athletic Brewing Co. and use code Dylan20 for 20% off your first order. Back to the show.
Quick pause to shout out one of the brands we've been repping lately, Optic Nerve. If you spend time running, grinding outside, or just living life in motion, these are the kind of shades that work. Optic Nerve has been around for over 4 decades, building sunglasses that blend real performance and clean style. The polarized lenses deliver 100% UV protection, cut glare, and keep your vision sharp, whether you're hitting a morning run, midday errands, or winding down after. We use this because for us, it's not just about looking good. It's about practicality and comfort. So if you're tired of cheap shades that don't hold up, hit up Optic Nerve. Go to opticnerve.com and grab you a pair today. Use code DTI at checkout and you'll get 20% off. Back to the show. And so I wanted to touch on that because I think that there's a lot of people that follow these accounts, and I want to position it this way, is that like if you surround yourself with like drama and you're always worried about like following people's opinions and the things that they're doing and the things that they're focusing on, just because it's around that like drama realm, or you're like, oh, what's the latest on this situation? Like whatever it is, you're going to start thinking that way. You're going to start acting that way. You're going to start subconsciously doing things that they're doing. And there's just no point to have your filters on your feed be these negative things or connotations that are going towards aspects that really are draining you, or they're pinpointing your insecurities, or they're working against the things that you want to work towards. And so if you can really start realigning those accounts that you follow, the people that you follow, like there's so many people that follow accounts that make them feel insecure about themselves, or they don't make them feel valued, or whatever, that harp on these things that we already beat ourselves up about mentally, instead of using a different way to utilize that platform in a positive way to get over those insecurities, to get over those fears, to get to that next level of like whatever you want in life. Because dude, we're consuming so much content, whether we like it or not. It's here to stay. And I think that we need to start focusing on those accounts and people that we follow and give our attention to on a daily basis.
This was one of the comments, or like the things that I wrote down in regards to this, was like that you have complete control over what your feed is. Like you can make a conscious choice. It doesn't take long for you to just stop liking one certain type of thing and completely, you could literally search something different that you want in your feed and just start liking like 10 posts in that, and it's going to change your feed.
Yeah.
It's probably going to take you a few days to like consistently weed everything out. But like if you're just leaving yourself open to whatever's in there, dude, it's gonna drain you. I have had times where my feed is just pulling me into a dark hole and I can't get out of it. But I got a good feed now. My feed's probably been consistent for, we'll say months. We'll say, but like real consistent. And this, I feel like more than anything else is showing me like that my priorities are in line. My feed isn't even like super heavy running anymore.
Damn.
It's like mainly faith-based, how to be a better partner, and how to raise healthy children.
There we go.
And it's weird that that's become my feed. I think a lot of it is like sending like wedding stuff or like parenting stuff to Mandy.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, this is what he wants to see. But I'm like, wow, I'm an adult, dude.
Yeah. Dude, and like we can take this to like another degree and pin it to DTI like heavy. So Desire to Inspire, we're always focusing on building the foundation, setting the habits in place to go after your dreams, goals, and aspirations in life, to see more, to be more, to live that healthier, happier lifestyle. And what I've realized is that you can go onto your feed right now and, like you said, search, how do I lose weight?
Mm-hmm.
You can search good exercises to do at home. You can search if you want to look into taxes, like how do I file my own taxes? Type in taxes. If you're building a house, type in house building. And it will instantly, once you like a post in each one of those categories, it will instantly start pushing that feed or that material to you. And next thing you know, now you can say, okay, I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. How do I do that? The feed will start popping up. People will start showing you the meals they're eating, the things that they're doing, the workouts they're doing. They'll start showing you their habits, their lifestyle, so that way you can implement things into your life. If you're building a home and there's things that you need to look for, like that's currently a lot on my feed. It's like, okay, cool. And there's people that talk like, hey, here's the pros and cons of having this over this. Hey, maybe consider this when you're building. And it gets your mind thinking in a different way. And I think that is so critical, because right now it is very easy to stay one-track minded, where it's like, nope, this is what life is. This is what life's been. This is the path that I'm taking. Even though you want that change, you want more, you want to see the things in your life happen for you instead of against you or unbeknownst to like not happening, because again, you're focusing on this realm instead of this one. So utilize, when we're talking about habits and building the foundation isn't about just going to the gym. It's not about just lacing up the shoes and running. It's about actually encompassing your whole life. What are the things that I'm focusing on so much, and how can I take those and enhance them? And social media is one of those things. So if you're struggling with something, or if you want to get over something, if you want to work towards something, search that in your feed, or search that in the search criteria on that platform. So that way your feed can start getting flooded with all of that different information and things to be able to, I guess, prosper in those areas and actually make those dreams, goals, and aspirations come true, because now the content is funneling towards your pillars in life, whatever those are for you, to be able to set that new standard instead of just settling and just mindlessly scrolling up and down, seeing what's going on with the live streaming or with a influencer that you actually don't care about, but you're jealous of her life. Like, how do you get her life or his life? And those are the things that you can do with social media to really expand your horizon and your mindset when going about anything in life.
I like you use the term against you. Like you said, like the feed could be against you. And this, another note, we've been heavy on the notes lately, dude. But I had wrote something down. I actually shared something the other day, but this like ties into it, about like there is an enemy against us at all times. Like, you can choose not to look at it that way, but whatever you believe, like something in this world is working against you at all times. Like, it's trying to pull you back. It doesn't want to see you win. And so this can work like in a couple different ways.
Mm-hmm.
One is obviously like, this is what I shared the other day. It was like that if the devil can't get you to sin, he wants to keep you distracted. And so I think that one way that it can work against you is like you just stay like in this doom scrolling, like where I'm not going to be productive. I'm not going to do things. I'm not going to better myself. I'm not going to chase all these things. And I've definitely been stuck in this place in the past. I think I'm blessed to not be in that place now. But like, there's also days where, for instance, got a new phone, dude. I can finally plug into the bottom.
Hell yeah.
But I've also, with me being traveling and then me Mandy's mom is here, so I'm currently sleeping in the guest bedroom.
Wait, what?
She very strong Catholic. Doesn't like that we live together.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be gone all week. I was supposed to be traveling these couple days too. So like I was only going to come in the morning that she was leaving. It's like we would have spent the day together. And so when she found out I was staying, she was like, well, I'm going to have to get a room. Like I don't feel comfortable you guys sharing a room. Number one, I think it's ridiculous. Like, but I'm like, whatever. Like I'm not going to sit here and make an argument about it. I'm just going to go sleep over here. I'm like, it's probably honestly better. My clothes are in this room. I'm going to be up before you guys. Let me just get this shit done. And so I'm sleeping in the guest bedroom. And because of this, I have my phone in there now. Like I haven't been leaving it in the kitchen as I was before. And so I catch myself on my phone just scrolling at the end of the day. And there's nothing productive about it. I can trick myself into thinking, oh, I'm engaging with content. Oh, I'm looking for ideas. But like, really, I'm just scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll catch myself doing it during the day. And so it's like just this idea of I'm just distracted. Like there's so much more stuff that I could be doing, but 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Like it doesn't seem like a lot at once, but that shit adds up. And then the other way that I look at it is where my feed used to be, dude. And there was a time where this was more like, this was a while ago, years, but my feed heavy on fitness chicks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and people can say whatever they want. I've spoken about my views on what I think porn does on this podcast. This is no different, dude. Like the more you see that, the more your mind is going to be pulled in other directions. And I think it just sets you up in a bad place. Like, and the feed is working against you, but at the same time, it's like you're saying, like it's also exposing you. Like it's exposing at least like a crack in the armor of what you want. And so like now to see where my feed is now, it's like, oh, this is like actually what I want my life to be like. This is where I'm pushing it instead of letting it work against me. So I think there's a lot of ways it can happen, but there's definitely an enemy working against you here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, dude, if you fucking have a full Instagram feed or a full TikTok feed of chicks working out, yet you're sleeping next to your girlfriend or fiance or wife at night, like that's no better than going to a bar and talking to chicks all the time if you're on the road. Like, and again, that could stem, if you're looking at that all the time, that could stem to you actually talking to the chicks in person.
Yep.
And then who knows where that goes and that goes. And so again,
or not even in person. You just shoot them a message, comment under their photo, like even liking the photo. That's like this. I've actually never went this deep on it, but if you're just liking a random girl's, just a picture of her ass in the mirror, let's just go there.
Yeah.
How would your fiance take it if you just walked up to that girl in the gym and said, hey, you're looking good? Because that's the same thing, bro. You're giving them the same affirmations as if you like the picture. Unless like you personally know them. Because I do think like there's times where it's like, oh, this is my friend. Like I'm supporting them post their content. If that's what they're doing is fitness stuff.
Yeah.
But you're definitely not walking up to a chick at the gym with your girl there and be like, hey, you look good, man. Keep it up.
Yeah. You ain't double tapping that in person.
Not a chance, bro.
Yeah, no, it's a great way to put it. And honestly, like I never really thought about it that way. But again, like
I didn't either.
I don't really have that pop up. So,
me either.
But it's a great synopsis or a great way to like think and view it. And you could take that in any category. It's just easy to take the girl one and relate it to like the guys out there because everybody has been down that fucking path, dude. But I will say, when you get that stuff out of your life, whether it's fucking liking those girls or post or whatever, watching porn, any of that stuff, when you get that out of your life, dude, your mind becomes clearer. I think your relationship grows way more. I think you become stronger as a person. Like there's just so many benefits of it because again, like that's the devil working against you, or that's the devil like giving you these little nuggets like, hey, come on, come on. Because again, who knows what you can train your mind to do anything. And if you keep training your mind that it's like, oh yeah, hell yeah, that's what I like to see.
Quick dopamine hits.
And then who knows where that's going to make you go down the road 2-3 years later. because it could transition, like I said, to then acting on it, and then you ruin your whole life, like whatever it is. It's kind of like that dude and that girl at the concert that one time.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking married, have spouses at home, and they're out doing that fucking bullshit in public. You know, their feeds are probably around that kind of stuff as well. Because again, when you have to hide from things that you do, it's eventually going to catch up in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And so like there's nothing better in life than to just be like, man, I really have like no worries, no concerns, no guilt. I think guilt is a big thing because I think a lot of people, like even picking up a drink and drinking that, there's guilt that's attached to it. People know they shouldn't be doing that on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's guilt associated with all of these things, but it's like, how long can you mask that guilt before you go down that path of what we talk about all the time, overweight, mental fatigue, anxiety, depression. Like I'm a firm believer, anxiety and depression is all this it stems from all this stuff that we let infiltrate our lives and the things that we let set the path forward for what our life is. And if you like, it's all built up off of something. Like you don't just get anxious to get anxious. Like it's coming from somewhere. And so when you can actually step back and be like, what can I do? Because I know I wasn't anxious before. I know I wasn't depressed before. What am I doing now? Or where is life now? And again, that can be in all shapes and fashion. Like my depression came because I held things in. I didn't talk about them. I didn't share emotions. I let all of these struggles just weigh on me and weigh on me and weigh on me. And that's what got me to mine. But then there's also people that are depressed and anxious because they know they're drinking too much and they shouldn't. But in order to mask that, they drink more, and then they drink more often, and then they keep doing it. And then it stems to what? Maybe a DUI, maybe time in jail, maybe something you regret for the rest of your life. Like there's all these different stems. Other people use food as that, and they get like super anxious or nervous or whatever, so they eat more. But then they'll be in front of people they won't eat, even though you can tell like they're overweight and unhealthy. But closet eaters, as what they're like called or what they are, then they'll go home and they'll eat a lot. Yep. But in front of people, they won't show that. And so then that leads down another path. And so all of these things lead down a path. And it's like, how can you grab a hold of all these different buckets? Granted, none of us are fucking perfect. We all have things to work on. But like, how can we garner some things? It's just like me with the whole faith stuff. Like, I want more of it. I want to be able to like tie into it and grab more of it. But there's just something about me where it's like kind of scared, kind of intimidated. So like I started with watching PD, and that's helped me so much. It makes me think differently. It makes me act differently. It opens my mindset. And I know eventually that's going to lead to me going in and actually going to church on a weekly basis like you do and like Matt does. And then it'll open me to like pick up the Bible and read that to like grow those different areas. Because again, faith, family, fitness, future, those are all important to me. Some of them I've mastered way more than others. But that doesn't mean I'm not slipping up. That doesn't mean that the algorithm doesn't have a glitch every so often. That doesn't mean that things don't digress or regress, whatever it is, to then propel you forward. Like, but it's just being aware. And I don't think we as humans are aware enough to be able to catch ourselves going down a path that we don't want to before we're already there. And then it's like, fuck, how do I climb out of this?
Yeah, I mean, we're all going to slip up. It's inevitable. There's no way we can't. But if you can put up like guardrails so that you know I'm only going to veer this far off path, it's going to keep you in line. Because like all this social media stuff it's easy to just let yourself get pulled into it. But even the faith thing, I actually, when you were talking about the closet eating, I actually have a topic that ties into faith and like overeating, being overweight, that I want to touch on in the upcoming episode.
Okay.
Which I didn't realize I want to talk about on here, but I think it'll be good. It's basically like, we'll preface this for you guys. The idea that like every like church, whatever you want to, everyone speaks about sin, but nobody ever talks about gluttony. And it's like the one thing, like why is this the one that we choose to overlook and like act like it's not as big of a deal?
Yeah.
And so I think that there's a lot there because it doesn't have to just be in food. Like, it can just be overconsumption in general. But I think that that's like what it comes down to is like this whole idea of overconsumption. And this year's what I said was that I wanted to create more than I consume. But that doesn't mean that I can just consume whatever when I am consuming things. Like, it has to still be intentional and pushing us forward. And I think I'm doing a good job of that. But like you said, like there's always slip ups. Like there's going to be a glitch. I'm going to like something stupid. And when I do, it's going to show me again. And then it's like, okay, now I have to make the decision. Do I let this infiltrate? And this goes for any area of life. Like the more you keep doing something, the more it's going to bleed on into other areas.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you know that this, I can't even say like that this is bad because like who am I to say what's right or what's wrong? Like, but so many people think that they have something in check. Like so many people think, oh, I have this under control. And then the next thing you know, like they get a DUI or they make that comment in person and now like they've opened themselves up to new temptation that wasn't there before. But that started somewhere and it started right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of these things started because of what you're taking in. And like you don't realize the way that it wires your brain, man.
If you care about putting in work, whether it is crushing workouts, staying sharp during long days, or just doing right by your body, First Form gets it. First Form isn't about the hype. They build on quality, stand by service, and measure everything by real-world results. Their lineup covers it all. Top-tier protein powders, clean pre-workouts, vitamins, green support, and energy drinks. Even apparel for lifestyle. My go-to, their flagship protein and their clean energy drink. Perfect for after a tough session or to get dialed in for a long day. The energy drink drops 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from green tea, has 0 sugar, electrolytes, and nootropics for focus, all without the crash of traditional energy drinks. So if you're done settling for mediocre supplements, if you want stuff that's built on intention, integrity, and performance in mind, check out First Form. Head over to firstform.com/DTI to browse their full stack and see what fits your goals. All right, let's get back to the show.
If you care about staying sharp, energized, and ready to perform, Ketone IQ might be for you. Ketone IQ delivers clean, stable energy without a crash. Unlike caffeine-heavy picks, Ketone IQ uses exogenous ketones that raise your levels, giving your body and brain a different kind of fuel. What that means for you is sharper focus on early morning runs, better mental clarity when you're working or grinding through long days, and sustained energy without the jitters or sugar crash. If you want to try it out, head over to KetoneIQ.com and use code Dylan30 at checkout. You'll get 30% off your order. Back to the show. There's so much that you could control if you would just stop with this shit.
Yeah. Do you think that that's why like marriage rates are declining in this world and that divorces are happening at a bigger scale? Do you think that it's tied up?
It's hard for me to say they're happening at a bigger scale. I feel like it's been pretty solid at like 50% for a long time.
I think just looking, again, I listened to something briefly, but I think just over the last like 3 or 5 years, the numbers went up substantially compared to what it was.
I feel like less people are getting married. Like I feel like there's definitely like a change, but social media plays a factor, but it can also help you, I feel like, find the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Because before it was like, if you don't live in my city, I'm never going to find you.
Yeah. Yeah, they were talking about it. It honestly might have been, it was on Impulsive with Brianna Chicken Fry. They were talking about like relationships not happening as much and people getting married like way older in life. And Logan Paul was talking about how one thing that he prides, and he's like, and granted, we have our ups and downs, this and that. He's like, but one thing that I pride myself on is my marriage and the family that I've created. I always wanted that. I always knew that I was going to have it. He was like, but none of my friends do. None of my boys do. None of this, none of that. And like, when you start to think about it, it's like, I mean, we're pretty blessed. Like a lot of our close friends are in relationships or have kids or something like that. But man, you look at like the people that we follow on social media and stuff like that, they're 30, 35, 40
but even
years
us,
old.
Our friends are like just starting to get married and we're in our 30s.
Yeah.
Like think about when our parents got married. Like it's a very different thing generationally. And I don't think divorce happens for like any set reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think like there's a wide spectrum, but I feel like it starts with like, are you in the relationship for the right reason?
Yeah.
And like, do you actually know who you are? Because, I mean, there's marriages that I know that have been decades long that I'm like, is this the right thing for you?
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys don't believe in divorce. Like you would never split up, but like neither one of you are making an effort to make this better either. You've just like become complacent in the fact that this is what marriage is. And that's not true. And I think that I think we've actually talked about this. When fucking old people, they don't even have to be that old, make the joke about like, don't get married or like,
yeah.
Mandy's grandpa tells me every time I see him, there's still time. I'll take you to the bus station. I'm like, dude, like, I don't think that's funny. Like, I'm actively choosing to do this, and I'm choosing to do it for life. Like, it's not a choice for me. Like, if we get there, we say I do. Like, it's done.
Yep.
Like, this is what it is. We're gonna figure it out. And I don't mean that in the same sense of, well, we're married. We're just gonna suffer through this together, because that's not it either. It's like, okay, shit sucks now. Like, how do we make it better?
Yeah.
And I don't think that a lot of people have that, and that's where divorce comes in.
And I don't think people look at it in the right way. I don't know where this unlock came from me, but it could just be because we've been doing this for so long and like it finally like blossomed because I see the value in it. But growing up, when you're young, you're selfish. You do things for yourself. And it's always like me, me, me. And I have been in previous relationships where like I thought that same way and stuff. But like when it comes to like Lo and I's relationship, like truthfully, if I'm like, fuck, I don't want to work out today, I'm like, nope, you got to show up for her. It's like, it's weird that this shift in my mindset, even like going to work, like, oh, I don't want to go to the sales call. And it's like, nope, show up, because we got like dreams, goals, and aspirations we want to hit. And so it's like taking me, 25, 30, we'll just say 30 years, even though it happened before last year, to get to this point where it's like all of this stuff that I'm doing is way bigger and driving a way bigger meaning and purpose than what I want in life. It's now what like Lo and I want. And I do all of these things because I know if I'm not showing up for myself, one, I could go back to that dark place that I was at and I don't want to. But two, it's not right for her to not have me show up in the ways that I want to be better for both of us. And I take that in like a whole bunch of different aspects. It's not just like the workouts, but it's when it comes to the finances, it's when it comes to the dreams that we talk about. It's like all of this stuff to be able to make it come true. And I think that in relationships, it's easy to forget about like showing up for that other person and being complacent, because when you get in an argument or when they start doing stuff that pisses you off, it's like, let me hold that in. Let me hold that in. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to fucking be here today, so I'm going to go and drink with the boys, or I'm going to go to the local pub and sit there. I'm going to go and like whatever it is. And you start separating yourself. And so those people are like, oh, there's still time, this and that. Like they probably have let themselves separate so much where it's like, I'm not going to do this or whatever.
Yeah, how do we even come back?
Yeah. And so like when I hear people even like bitch about their significant other, to me, it blows my mind, because I'm like, well, what are you doing to help change that?
Yeah.
Like, how are you showing up for you to help them change their mind about them, or to change their mind about your situation? And like, granted, it comes to a point sometimes where you can't fix things, but maybe that's because you wait too long to try and fix things, that you fucked up so many times that it doesn't end up being able to like blossom into something better. But again, I think when you like align your thoughts or your feelings and your emotions and the things that you're doing every single day, it plays a bigger picture than just doing it to do it, to be like, oh yeah, I'm healthy. Like, how do you attach it to that bigger nucleus of that dream that you have to make it all come true and to stay good and not just go through like big ups and downs? Like, how do you, a diagram we show at work all the time about over lubrication, under lubrication, and how every single person could have a grease gun and do it differently. And so that's what you get the spikes. But then they show that graph of what our unit does. And dude, I've taken that and like resonated with my life and the things that I do, because again, it's like that consistently good over occasionally great.
Yeah.
Occasionally great, you're up here. Now you're occasionally really bad down here. Now and it's back and forth. But if you're consistently good, you're riding that wave instead of the wave riding you. And now you can see that progress. You can see that traction. It doesn't have to be big things, but those little things compound so much, like we talk about, that they will keep you afloat when life is bad. They will keep you grounded when life is really high. Like it keeps you in this plane to be able to see things from a different level. And we have to get better about being consistently good at stuff and just not stopping and starting things all the time and making no progress, because then you don't make progress mentally, you don't make it physically, you don't make it professionally, you don't make it in your relationship, spiritually. All of these things decline because you just go after these stints in life and you can never actually get to that point that you want to get to.
Yeah. The beginning of that was around the idea of like selfless love. And I'm reading this book right now. It's called Stand Firm and Act Like Men. And it's basically like the biblical principles of like what a man should be. And this morning I read this, and I think that like I'm in the same boat as you, where it's like I think of not just like, what is this doing for me? Like, how is this impacting her? How is this impacting my future family? And so like, I try to think of like, this isn't about me anymore. This is about other people. But today, as I was reading, it kind of like hit me a little weird because, yeah, I definitely do. There's benefit in it for me. Like, I'd be lying if I said that there wasn't. But the way that they phrased it was like, he basically was saying like, I feel like I love selflessly. Like, and that is the biblical section of love. Like, Jesus selflessly gave himself so that we could live. And so it is the same thing. It's like, you should be willing to give that for your person. But a lot of like the ways that we say like, oh, I love you is actually like saying like, I love me and what you do for me. And it was like, when you talk to your spouse, like, are you saying like, oh, I love the way you make me feel. I love the way I am around you. I love this. And it's like all of these things tie back to where it feels like you're saying that you love them, but really you're saying like, I love me so much that I like who I am around you. So I'm going to bring you around more. And I was like, damn, like that is tough. Cause like, those are things like when you write a card or like you write, like it's all like tied back to you in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally read this before I came here. And I was like, damn, that like kind of reframed the way that I look at like, not the way that I view love. Cause like I do feel like it's selfless, but like there's obviously, and I'm fucking human. I know that it's everything's selfish. Like,
yeah,
but it definitely reframed the way I look, and I'm like, I never would have thought of it that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I need time to think on that one and expand on it because that is definitely interesting. I was sitting down. It's kind of like changing topics, but I was sitting down for dinner when I was in Florida this past week, and I was talking to this guy, and he's a retired Navy SEAL. And sat down, older gentleman, probably 60, 70 years old, something like that. And so he retired from the military, ended up doing consulting work. He just retired from that. And now he's talking about how he told his wife to like make a list of things that she wants to do. And so like one of them was going to this concert. He's like, I didn't know anything about this band. He was like, but he goes, I walk for an hour and a half every day. He's like, I get my steps in, then I go on the rower. I'll do the rower. He goes, and then I'll have whatever with my wife, like coffee, breakfast, whatever. He goes, and then we go about our day. And we went to this concert. He's like, so on my walks, so I could get familiar with it, I started listening to their music because I didn't know a single one. He goes, it wasn't bad. It wasn't this. But like the way that we were having conversation, like I sat down. I always sit at the bar when I am eating alone just because I tend to get into conversations with people. And so I sit down, and he didn't even look at me at first. So I sat between him and another guy, and next thing you know, the U.S. Olympic hockey game got over, and it was like showing the highlight or like right at the end of it, and I missed it. So like 15 minutes after, I was like, hey, did U.S. win that game? He was like, yeah, they won it in overtime, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, awesome. So then he tells me that him and his wife are going to a hockey game and that the people at the concert were talking to his wife about hockey. And it opened up that door, which then opened up the one that I just told you about the concert. And then it opened up to like all of these life lessons that he learned in the military and the way that he thinks about stuff. And then he was telling me about his grandson and how he's starting this business that's around compression and cold plunging and red light therapy. So then I told him about DTI, and I said something to him, and he was like, you have to read this book. He's like, I'm reading this book, and that's a mindset you have to have around this and that. And it was just so cool to see those conversations. But again, it's stepping out and taking that framework that we have in our head, all these things that we were talking about, because it doesn't just have to be about relationship. It doesn't just have to be about fitness, but it can be like, how do you treat people when you're out in public? It can be, how do you interact with people? Like, if I would have sat there and just been like stiff-legged and was like, I'm not having a conversation with nobody, and just scrolled on my phone the entire time, dude, I would have never heard these stories that this guy was telling me that was making me a better person. And then I'm tying this story in because he was telling me about the ups and downs that his wife and him have had and like how they got through it. They've been married for 38 years. And he was like, there's this and that. So then I was telling him about Lo and I, and then building a house. And it was just cool to see because he owned up. He's like, yeah, I fucked up in the past. He's like, before I met her, I was this. He was like, I met her. She grounded me. She this. And so it's just like hearing his perspective of stuff ties into this conversation that we were having. But it also emphasizes like we're not fucking perfect. And there is going to be ups and downs. And we can try all we want to be the best version of ourselves. But there are going to be points in our life when we lose progress, lose momentum because of stuff that happens in life, like whether we don't get that promotion or we don't hit this metric or whatever it is that take us into this low. But how are you going to act in that low? Are you going to take it out on your significant other? Are you going to take it out on your family and friends? Are you going to take it out on yourself? How are you going to be able to elevate yourself to make sure that, like we said, those ups and downs, you coast through them because it's going to turn around. It's going to get better. And so the main thing that he was saying is just like it and everybody says it, at least that it seems like it, that everything comes down to communication. And so I think it's vitally important, whether it's your work life, your relationship, your faith, your fitness, like whatever it is, communicate the things that you want to work towards, communicate the things that you want to do, because there are people out there that you don't even know yet that can say one thing to you that completely changes your perspective or mindset, or hits the nail on the head and it confirms like, all right, cool, I am going down the right path, or I am focusing on the right things. Mm-hmm. And so it was just mind-blowing having that conversation with him, because I was like, if I wouldn't have asked him about that hockey game, we wouldn't have talked the entire time.
Yeah.
And it just opened the floodgates, and I stayed literally like 35 minutes later than I wanted to, just sitting there talking to him. And he was like, you want me to buy you one? He's like, this one's on me, man. He's like, I'm loving this conversation. I was like, no, I'm good, bro. And so I went home, but
Did you have one? Because we're just not 51 days. Did you make it?
No. Yeah.
Oh. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
So yeah, it was cool. And I don't know if you have anything off of that, or we can end it since it's getting long.
Yeah, I think that was good.
Cool. Yeah. Well, take what you want out of that episode. I think there's a lot of golden nuggets in there, but at the end of the day, just like structure your life. It doesn't have to be just these physical attributes that we talk about, or these mindset things. Like, it really does come down to, what are you even consuming on this thing? So that way you can filter your brain to think and act the way that you want to go in life, not where you are right now, but the things that you want to go after in life. There are replications of processes and systems that people have put in place that have overcome things, that have mastered things that they once used as a negative, they turned into a positive. And so take those negatives and positives in your life, use those as a motivation and fuel to know that you can change things if you truly want to, in here and up here. And after that, everything will start flowing in motion, as long as you focus on it and do the consistent things day in and day out. Have the desire to inspire, kiss your mama, and have a great week or weekend whenever you are listening to this. It's on.
Peace.